Have you been looking for a perfect tutorial on how to make these big jumbo pants? Say no more, I got you covered. My name is Okogene, and in this tutorial we'll be learning how to make this jumbo pant. If this is your first time you're coming across my channel, thank you. Please subscribe, turn on your post notification. Let's go over to the tutorial. So to get the exact measurement that you need to cut out, all you need to do is to do your hip divided by 4 plus 6 inches. My hip divided by 4 is 11.5 plus 4 inches plus 6 inches, sorry. So 11.5 plus 6 inches should be 17.5. So I did here, what I have here is 17 instead of the 17.5. So you can do yours, you can add 6, you can add 7, you can add 8 inches. So what next you'll be doing is to get your starting line. So I just move here and then I draw a straight line just like this for my starting line. And then we'll be taking the measurement like this. So my band, I want my band to be 2 inch. So I'll place 2 inch on this mark here, and then I'll take my crotch depth. So your crotch depth, you can sit to get your crotch depth, just sit on the chair, on a flat chair, and get your crotch depth. Or you can do what I did. I did mine 11.5 plus between 2 to 3 inches, depending on how you want it to sit on your body. So this is a high waist pant. I will do 11.5 plus 3, make it 14.5. So I would mark here, I would mark 14.5 as my crotch. So this is my crotch. Next, what I would do is, if you want to do like a measurement that is even, you can take your thigh measurement. Your thigh, you just come between 2 to 3 inches down for your thigh. So I'll go ahead to mark my length, the length of my pants. So the length of my pants I want is 45. So because it's an elastic pant at the waist, you don't need to take your waist measurement. All you will do is to come in for the crotch. So for my crotch, what I do is I divide my hip divided by 4 again. So that means your hip divided by 8. Let's assume that you have 5.5 when you divide. So 11.5 divided by 2 should give me by 5.25. Then I divide it again by 2 should give me 2 point something. So what I just do is I come in by 3 inches. So you just do your hip divided by 8 inches should give you the exact number you should add. You can just approximate it or reduce it. So if it is 2.8, you can decide to do 2.5 or do 3. If it is 2.1, you can decide to do 2.5. You understand? So I'll mark here. And then now, if you want, like, you don't want it straight, then because it's like what I said, it's an elastic pant, so there is no curve here. But for me, I want to do like a bit of a curve. So what I do is I go here, I straighten it out, and then I curve it to make it like this. I come here, I do like an half, I mark here, I come here, sorry, I do half of an inch, and then I try to, like, curve it a bit here. Now, so from this plate, you just straighten it out. Now from this plate, I would also curve it a bit. I'll come in by 1 inch. So you see what I'm doing. I'll just come in by 1 inch, and then I would curve it something like this. Then I'll cut it out. So this is for the front. Let me cut the back. So what I have here is I placed the front pattern on this back pattern. And for this back pattern, I have about 21 inch, no, 22 inches, or 22 to 23 inches for this back. Let me measure to be sure. 23 inches. for the back. So what I did at this up part, I left about 2 inches at this up part for extension for the boards. And you could see I didn't cut out the length. I know I don't like cutting I cut my front and my back length to be the same after drafting. So I just mark it and I notch it. So I cut it to be the same. So what I will do next here is to extend. So this is the crotch. So I would do an extension of about 4 inch, 4 inches from where the previous crotch stopped. So let's assume this is where the previous crotch stopped from. So I'll do about 4 inches here, and then this is the line. This is the mark. About 4 inches. I'll come to this part. I would extend it either 2.5 or by 2 inches. So I will just do mine to be 2 inches. Now, so I will mark. So for this part, this is the top part. I would leave 1 inch. So now this is for my own pattern. For here, I can either take 2 inch out or 1 inch out, depending on how wide you want your pant. So I'll do 2 inch, and then I'll connect it to this part. So this is for the crotch side. Now for the hip side, I would add about 1 inch. For the hip side, I will add about 1 inch. Now for this part, we're going to slant it out. So we'll slant it out for this part to accommodate the board. So why I left this allowance here is to accommodate the board, and here to accommodate the board too. So I'll go ahead when I'm cutting here, I won't cut it directly on this. I will leave about 1 inch when I'm cutting out. So for the front pocket, so I want to add the pocket. Yeah, it's 8 for the width, 11.5 for the length. I have four pieces, so I'll mark here. So you get here, this is where the pocket is going to be. Yeah. So I want to cut both sides together. So now you get this part, the edge part, and you mark 3 inch in, and then for the length you mark 7 inch. Then you curve it. This is how you curve it. And you go ahead to like cut it out. So this is the two sides for this pocket. Now this is front. So front, yes, this is the front. So I'm making this part equal like this to be able to cut out. So front facing front, I will turn it behind so that you can see what I'm saying. So I'm making it equal here so I can cut out this part. So front facing front, I'll go ahead to cut out this part. So what next you would do is to go to your machine 1/2 inch, and then you sew it out and iron it and turn it. So I'll go ahead to do it so I can show you. This is the front. So I've gone ahead to sew it in, and then And then after sewing it in, I top stitch this part to lay low or to lay flat. So you could see to now sit like this proper. So you go ahead, you take this part out just like this, like what I have here, straight like this. Yeah. So you do front facing front like this. So let me put it behind so you can see what I'm saying. Now this is behind. Now this is behind. If you take it off, so this is behind, you go ahead to sew this like this. You go ahead to sew this like this. So for me, I want it, I don't want it straight like this. I want it a bit curvy. I want it a bit curvy. So you go ahead, you sew from here, right? And you sew it down to this point. So this is what the pocket is going to look like. You see, it's going to look like this. So go ahead to replicate this at the other side, and you go ahead to join the crotch together. You join the front crotch together, you join the back crotch together, you put the pocket, and then I'll show you how to do the joining and adding the waistband. So so this is the front and with a pocket, and this is the back. So if you notice, your front will be bigger than your back will be bigger than your front. So let me turn it like this. So you see what I'm trying to say. By this side, you could see like the allowance. Don't worry, when you're sewing, you're going to pull them. So let's start with pulling off the crotch. So this is the front and this is the back. All you need to do is to make the crotch equal. Open it like what I'm doing, like so. Open it like this and then match it. Sew from this end to the other end. Sew from here to the other end. Then sew from this other end. Sew from this other end to the other end. Now this is the crotch joining. So when you join the crotch, the next thing to do is to join the sides. So you will still pull it at different angle and join the sides. So the back will be so you can accommodate your butt very, very well, right? So this is what we are going to do. And the next thing, after sewing here, we'll join all the parts to be one piece. Then we can talk of putting the elastic on the waist. To fix your elastic band, to get the perfect measurement for your elastic band, you can minus 6 inches from your waist measurement, between 6 to 7 inches from your waist measurement. For mine was 29 inches. I definitely cut out one, so it was 28 inches at the end. I moved 1 inch from it. So mine was 28 inches for my band. So you can just minus 6 inches from your own to be able to fix yours. To get the band measurement, you use 5 inch. All you need to do is to fold half of an inch for the first part and fold the second part half of an inch. To sew your band, you are sewing from inside to outside. There are some band you sew from outside to inside, but for this one, we are sewing from inside to outside because we have taken out that measurement for the inch for the waist. So you place it just like what I'm doing. And as you see, I did not place it at the beginning of the line. I left it so in a way that I can join it with the other part. You place it like this, and after sewing it, you bring the second part. You iron that same half inch at the other part. Then you use it to cover the rough edge, just like what I did. I'll go ahead to do mine, and then I will show you how to fix your elastic band. Now to fix your elastic, there'll be some allowance. You wouldn't close the full part. There is a passage for you to pass this band, and you would need a safety pin for you to be able to pass it, or just create something that you would hold on to the band to pass through it. So you just pass the band, and then you can sew it at the end. So like what I'm doing, you close it just like this. After sewing it, what next to do is to add the rope. Now to add the rope, you will need a passage for you to be able to add the rope inside. You need a passage at the end for you to be able, because you can't just put the rope inside just like that. There'll be a passage for you to hold it. So I'm trying to create an hole here. I'll create one here, I create one here too. Then I'll go up here, I will stitch it round, and then I'll go down and then I'll stitch it round, so that I will leave a space where this can actually pass. So I'll just stitch only one. So if your band is wider, you can stitch up and down. But for here, I'll just stitch upward and pass this. So we have come to the end of this tutorial, and this is what your pants will look like. If you are yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe to my channel and also share it to someone. Until next time, bye.